How deaf people were treated, then and now. There are about 11 million people in the US who have a serious hearing difficulty or consider themselves deaf. Currently, there are laws to ensure these people have access to public goods and services. They live their lives much like you and I, but it wasn't always like that. After 75 years of deaf people playing a major role in deaf education, the Milan Conference of 1880 banning the use of ASL in classrooms. This forced many deaf professors out of school system. Children were taught oralism, which is lip reading and using speech to communicate. Children were not allowed to sign and often punished if they did. This was seen as the beginning of the decline in deaf education. Deaf people had to fight for the same opportunities as us. Alexander Graham Bell supported the idea of making it illegal for deaf people to marry. He feared they would have deaf families. This is unfounded. Even though most deaf people marry other deaf people, only 18% of those couples have deaf children. Most deaf people are born to families who are not deaf, and they grow up to be parents of children who can hear. There are, and still are, restrictions for deaf people with driving. Although deaf people have an F-class driving privileges like everyone else and can get CDLs to drive semis, they still cannot drive a school bus in the state of Missouri. In 1880, in response to the Milan Conference and the attack on ASL, the deaf community established the National Association of the Deaf. It is a civil rights organization that believes deaf people have a right to use sign language, maintain a community, and have national representations on issues involving them. Most states have a state agency that educates and looks out for the rights of deaf and hard-of-hearing people. These agencies advise on and maintain issues that affect the community. My mom works for one such agency. Modern technology and the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, of 1990 has played a big part in ensuring access to deaf and hard of hearing people. The videophone and relay allows deaf people to talk directly to other deaf people or make interpret phone calls to non-signers. There are laws so sign language interpreters are present to different types of appointments to provide language access. Captioning is more and more common. Televisions have captioning built in, but movie theaters have different ways of providing captioning to deaf and hard of hearing moviegoers. Lighting in homes can be used as notification devices to visitors or deliveries at the door, or fire alarms and alarm clocks. All of these things make it easier for deaf and hard of hearing people to live normal, independent lives, just like you and me.